this is like a nugget for like you Bethenny
Okay.
fan. Like Bethenny is like my number one, like she is my one true love, like in this lifetime. Like I'll watch whatever shit she does. Like, and some of it I don't like, but like I'll watch anything she does. I think she's fantastic. But so she got a Sirius show for, it was like a summer. I think it was supposed to go on beyond that, but it lasted maybe like 8 or 10 episodes, and it was airing the summer that season 8 of Real Housewives of New York was airing. And that was that season that followed the whole, Luann getting engaged to Tom, and then it's not about Tom. Don't let it be, don't tell me it's about Tom, it's about Tom. She would occasionally have Carol on as a guest. It was good. She took like listener calls, and then she would just like, I swear to God, there were some episodes where all it was her and Carol making fun of Luann. And ultimately, and the show was like really successful. It was good. Ultimately, she got fired from SiriusXM because there was a concert. SiriusXM had a partnership with, out in the Hamptons, in Amagansett, which is a village in the Hamptons. There's a place called Stevens Talk House, which is like a music venue. And Coldplay was performing. They do like concert series out there when it's like not a global pandemic. And Coldplay, basically like Sirius, like broadcasts like live from this place. And anybody who works for Sirius, like Sirius talent can get into, it's a very small venue, so you can get in to see the show. Bethenny was at the show, and you can Google this. You can look up these Page Six articles. She was, the woman who was in front of her was like blocking her view or something, and Bethenny threw a beer at this woman, and this woman is married to like the vice president of SiriusXM. Are you dying? And she was fired. She was never on again.
See, I remember hearing something about like she got in a fight at a Coldplay concert and then her show was canceled, but I didn't know it was like she actually threw a beer at somebody that had a direct connection to Sirius. See, I think she thinks her dick is big and she swings it around a little too much, and that's where she runs into these issues. But I love Bethenny.
Yeah, I think sometimes she's gotten better. She has definitely gotten better, like now that she's like stepped away from Housewives. But I think especially like that season where she was having such a moment, it was only like her second season back, and she was like, she was creating like the best television of all time. I think like her ego can sometimes get the best of her, but I think that she's like obviously learned a lot from that.
Well, because it was that was her second season back, right?
Yeah.
So she had already come off of her first season back where everybody loved her coming back, and like it was just continuing to beef her back up. I think she does have moments where she has an ego issue.
Yeah. I mean, but that's just, I love that story. I think it's so funny. I mean, listen, she's fine. Bethenny's fine.
She also, I mean, I think the issue is when you fuck it up with Sirius and not, because we see like Jeff Lewis, and Jeff Lewis still has his radio show, but it's because I guess he has Andy Cohen. Like, I guess he has a good relationship with Sirius, where his issue was more of with Bravo, but Bravo doesn't own Sirius. That Bravo's a separate entity. So that's why they cut his show, but he's still on Sirius. And I think he gets good tea on his show.
Exactly. His show is great. Jeff Lewis's radio show is great.